Hi, Marcel, the Wood Butcher. And back with and like I promised for the new year, 2016, it's going to be basically how to instead of just what I do. Okay? Every one of us, or most of us, right, have what's called a bench sander, right? It's adjustable. Mine happens to be 4-inch by 36-inch belt, and also a wheel on the side that I think it's like 6-inch, whatever. Okay. Very, very, very valuable tools to have, and make sanding very easy. However, changing the sandpaper on these things means taking off the tables, disassembling, putting it all back together, and to balance the tables right again so that you are at a true 90-degree whether you have the this part here, which on my model is retractable to vertical, or with the flip of a switch, it goes horizontal. I 99.9% of the time use it in the vertical position like this. And I usually only have, I usually try to maintain it at like an 80 grit sandpaper. Unless I'm dealing with pallet wood, which I deal with a lot, as you that follow me know, then I'll go to like a 50 grit or a 60 grit before I run it through the DeWalt Model 736 planer that I happen to have. I know a lot of you people don't have them in the wood shop. However, today's video is on when you change the paper on these things and you have to remove this table, right? On this particular model, which is a Craftsman, no, it's not. It's not. Yeah, it is. It is a Craftsman. Is I have to remove this guy and this guy and this guy and take the whole table off, and then take this guy, which is the tension relief, right, to loosen it down, slide the old paper off, and put the new paper on. Well, let me tell you something. It takes a little adjustment that once you have the new piece of paper on your bench sander to make it work proficiently. Okay, two things you have to do. You have to play on this model with the adjustment reel, which makes the paper, on the top roller go from way off on this end to way off on that end. So you have to kind of adjust that again, to make the paper stay in the center of the top roller. You also have to, once you replace the table, is to make sure that the table is square with your paper. How do we do that? Well, here's your best friend. This happens to be a 6-inch, square. I mean, I have 6-inch, I have 8-inch, I have 12-inch, I have 16-inch. I have a lot of squares. And I also have what they call tri-squares. But in this case, what we're going to do is, still a one-man show here, is we're going to take our square, put it on the table, hold it up against the paper, right, with a little pressure added, because when you're sanding, you're going to have a little bit of pressure. And to make sure, if I can get this thing to stay here, yeah, I think I can. Yeah, okay, there we go. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you have no light coming through the bottom and very little light at all coming through the top if it's loose, but when you push it against it, you can see we are square. Okay? Square the table. Well, you have to mess with this guy and my fingers. Okay, I'm trying to do this. I'm a one-man show. I'm trying to do it the best I can. And where's my finger? And this guy. That allows the table to move up and down to an extent. Then you have to mess around with this guy, who's a spring-loaded deal, to make it go so that when you adjust the table, it's square with your sandpaper. Then you have this little guy here. You can see how, when I showed you, I'm at square, but my indicator isn't showing 0. It's showing below 0. So I have to adjust that little red anchor, which is easy to do. It just moves. It just freely slides, and you do it. Okay? Now, when you're using these guys, the side sander, which is the disc sander portion of it, which is this guy here. Oh, and believe me, keep this not plugged in, unplugged, while you're changing the paper, because the last thing you want to happen, even though there are these, it's the safety switches here, that are on and off and this and that. Trust me, from experience, you don't want this thing going on, especially if you have like 80 grit sandpaper and it's moving fast, and hit these guys. I found out the hard way. Trust me, I found out the hard way. Just like those of you that may follow me when I had 2 trips to the emergency room with table saw mishaps because I was stupid and didn't pay attention to some of the safety issues involved when you're using power tools. They can mess you up quickly, and I mean quickly. So abide by them. Take it from me. I surprised my insurance company covered me for the last 2 times I went, but they did. That's what health insurance is for, whatever. But anyway, keep your instruction manuals for any power tools you have. If you don't have the instruction manuals for the power tools anymore, let's say, for instance, they may have got accidentally tossed away, with some other rubbish or whatever, from just accidentally thrown away. Go online to the manufacturer, whether it be Skill, whether it be Craftsman, whether it be Grizzly, whether it be Delta or Jet, whoever the manufacturer, whoever, and download the owner's manual and keep it in a file in PDF format, print it out, and also do yourself a favor and create a directory that has to do with woodworking and machinery or products, however you choose to say it, and load those PDF files for the owner's manuals in that folder on your computer. That way, you'll always be able to refer back to them without having to worry about keeping all of these manuals and stuff like that in it. Well, I choose to keep them right here in a basket that's above one of my secondary workshops. I'll put the light on for you so you can see. Yeah, it's a little bit disheveled right now, you know. But yeah, that's where I keep all of my parts. They're all labeled, bolts, nuts, screws, stuff like that. Over here, more bolts, nuts, screws, and washers, and whatever, what have you. And then over here are more, you know, plus all of my fasteners. Right, all dry roll screws, sorted by size, and down here are even more of them. Plus a couple funnels or two and this and that. I mean, my workshop is my garage. You know, although I have taken over, you know, 3/4 of the garage, you know, for my workshop, and I allowed the family 1/4 of it, you know, to put you know, the lawn equipment, the hedge trimmers and stuff like that, and all of that in there. But anyway, when you change the sandpaper on your bench sander, getting back to the actual topic of this video, take the time. If you do have an air hose, which I do, right? Take the time to this damn thing. There it goes, good, retracted. Which, by the way, Santa Claus brought me this year was the retractable air hose. Before that, I had a 50-foot hose that was just kind of shoulder rolled and stuck on a hook, and now it's there. But take the time to blow it out, get all that sawdust out of it, and adjust it properly. Make sure that when it's running, we're going to get a little noisy here for a second, that this is what you see. It took some fine-tuning adjustment by doing this guy here to make it where it runs completely along the top roller and the bottom with the tray at a perfect 90-degree angle. Okay? Take the time to set it up right. You'll be thankful in the long run. For right now, this is Marcel, the Wood Butcher, reminding you, protect your eyes, protect your lungs, protect your ears, and never forget these guys. Boy, don't I know it. Right? Semper Fi, and make it a great day. Oh, and a very, very happy new year. 2016 is going to be an extremely, extremely well growth period for the Wood Butcher. And thank you for all of your subscribers, all 18. I need a heck of a lot more, but I'm happy with 18 for just less than a year of being online. Thank you very much. Keep your projects coming, and don't be afraid to comment. good or bad, I don't care. I don't care. You're also going to find in 2016 that I'm expanding to gain some sponsorship, also working in collaboration with a couple other woodworkers that have videos posted, and I'm excited to announce Wood Butcher handmade products are going to be available soon in some local retail stores, as well as a offer from a national retail store for birdhouses and aviary stuff. I guess aviary is the right word, for birdhouses, bird feeders, and stuff like that. That news will be coming and exciting. And in the meantime, Semper Fi. Bye, and Happy New Year.